Mikahson. I have missed you guys so much. It's been way too long. I have some amazing things to share with you guys today. If you're new to my channel, welcome aboard. Thanks for stopping by. And to my return viewers and my subscribers, what's up, gang? So I have to apologize. I went on a shopping spree last month for President's Day weekend. Yes, President's Day weekend, and I had been forgetting to do this haul for so long. So I want to hop into it just to give you a little bit of a background as to what happens on President's Weekend. Every year, my first cousins and I, there's 18 of us, and most of them are married. I'm not. We all get together. We started this thing about 8 years ago called Cousins Weekend, and there can be potentially 36 of us, but there's been between, I'll say, 22 to 30 of us. We get together in this huge house, and for the past 4 years we've been doing it in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, and 5 minutes from our house is the Rehoboth Beach outlets. And I mean, shopping has become such a huge part of that weekend, and I typically go crazy, but this year I think I did really well. So I had to get down to the home early on Friday to square a couple things away with the homeowner, and I promised myself before anyone got down, like 8 hours later, that I was going to run to the outlets, not spend a lot of money, and come back, and I won't have to shop during the weekend. I don't have to shop Monday on my way home. I can get it out of the way on Friday. So that's exactly what I did. I went to the outlets on Friday, and the stores that I primarily go to are Banana Republic, the Nike outlet, Coach, Haan, and Ralph Lauren. And I went to all of those places on Friday, and I only found something at Coach. So let's hop straight into what I purchased. So when I walked into the Coach store, I immediately, they moved the store, and I'm not sure if they were still setting up, so there wasn't much out there for the men. So as I went around, I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm going to do really good today. I'm not going to spend any money. Until I came across this column that had, it was like this huge column that had 70% off, and there were gloves and paperweights and just kind of random trinkets. The first thing I came across, 2 pair of gloves here. They were originally $130. The first pair of gloves is this color here, and these are called Dark Saddle, and this pair here is Dark Mahogany. And what I love about these gloves is that they have the texting mechanism. So, not texting mechanism. They have texting capability. So I think it's super cool because although it still feels like some form of leather and you're able to text on it, and not to be dumb or ignorant, I just don't understand how they made that happen. At any rate, these are the gloves. I'm super happy to have them. They were a great find. And once I bagged those, I said to myself, we're done. I'm not spending any more money. One and done, or two and done. So I snagged those, and on my way to the register, the sales associate said to me, you know, we have these bags over here. And I'm like, nope, I don't need another bag, I'm good. And as I looked on the bottom shelf, there was this gorgeous bag. It was marked down $149 or $195. $149, I'm sorry, whatever. Again, I'll tell you the price at the end. It was marked down, and then she said it's 20% off if you spend under $200, or $250, I believe. And if you spend $200 or $250 and above, you get 25% off. So I walked over to it, and it was this really beautiful bag. And the bag that I picked up is this ink color pebbled messenger bag. And it is just beautiful. I don't know if you guys remember an unboxing from around my birthday. I went to the Coach outlet by me in New Jersey, or should I say here in New Jersey, because this was purchased in Delaware. I went to the New Jersey outlet that I, tend to go to for the Burberry that's down there, and I picked up a oxblood pebbled leather, the same pebbled leather backpack, toiletry case, and duffel bag. And I'm obsessed with the leather. I've carried the items a couple of times, and they are so durable, very sturdy. So I was so excited to be able to snag this. And I basically told myself, not bad. So I get to the cash register, and the sales associate said to me, because you're under 200, I forget what the exact number was. It was 2 or 250. She said, because you're underneath this number, you can only get 20% off. But if you spend another $13, you can get an additional, you can get the 25% off. So I'm thinking to myself, there's nothing that I want in here. So the manager came out and said, if you just buy the leather cleaner, and they found 2 keychains that were like $6 a piece. So I made my $13, and I walked out of there, guys, and spent $190.50. How amazing is that? The bag was originally $495. It came down to $119. As I said, the gloves were originally $130, and they came down to $29.95 a piece. Now, I know that on YouTube, those of us who love luxury goods, I'm not saying Coach isn't a luxury brand, but I'm not saying that it is either. I'm just saying a good deal is a good deal. So whenever you can find something great, and it's nothing spectacular, these are just leather gloves and a really, really nice leather bag. $190. It says that I saved $630 on this purchase. So I could not be happier to make a purchase like this. I mean, I felt great. So that's what I did on Friday. And I thought to myself, I'm done. I'm going to be in the house with my cousins all weekend, eating and watching TV and eating and drinking and eating. And Saturday morning, my cousin wakes up and she's like, you have to come to the outlets with me. You're my shopping buddy. And I resisted, and then I said, you know what? I went to all of my stores yesterday, so of course I will go with you. So we went to the outlets, we went around our way as usual, and they went into a female store, and I can't, if there's nothing for me, and maybe this is selfish of me, but if there's nothing for me in a store we're walking into, I can't. My attention is like, I'm all over the place. I want out immediately. So they went into some female store. I ran to Sunglass Hut, which I forgot was there, and saw nothing. And then as I'm walking, I see a Tumi outlet. And I'm like, when did they put that there? And it was next to the Coach store, which I didn't see the day before. So I'm thinking they must have revamped that side of the center. So I said, girls, I'll be in Tumi, and I'm not going to buy anything. I'm just going to walk around. Let me tell you, as I walked into the Tumi outlet and saw this sea of luggage, and something just came over me, and I immediately shut it down, told myself I was going to look around and get the heck out of there. However, I look to my right, I see 60% off. I look to the right of that, I see 40% off. And I'm thinking to myself, I kind of do need new luggage. And to be clear, I may have Louis duffel bags, but my rolling luggage is super old. Orange, bright orange, Ralph Lauren Polo Sport. Don't get me wrong, it's Old Faithful. I have nothing wrong with it, but I've been telling myself for years, you need grown-up luggage. You know, I purchased an ex of mine a piece of Tumi luggage, so I just kept saying, you need to jump on the bandwagon and get yourself adult luggage. So I look at the black luggage, and that's what I wanted. I always envisioned myself having black hard-sided Tumi luggage, or the black and gray, like that graphite color. So it was 40% off. The lovely, lovely Linda, who was the manager at the Rehoboth Beach outlet Tumi store, helped me. She was phenomenal. She took me over, laid everything on the table, showed me the specs of both suitcases, the medium size and the small, and when she told me the price was $5 something after the 40% off, I just kept telling myself, you didn't come here looking for luggage, and I did not plan on spending $500 in luggage, and let alone have to drive from Delaware to New Jersey with 2 huge bags in my backseat. So I said to her, it's really, really sweet, but a part of me is being a little bratty, and I know that I want the black, but while it's sitting on the 40% off rack next to something that says 60% off, I was just kind of like, maybe this is just not your time. So I'm looking at the luggage that's under the 60% off rack, and it's this burgundy reddish color, and I'm thinking to myself, you're not that guy. You're not this red burgundy person. And I mean, like when I got the Coach bags, when I got that oxblood, it was completely out of my comfort zone. But you know, my duffel bags, my carry-ons are typically very, very dark. So this color thing is new for me. And I remember looking up and seeing the burgundy luggage, or the dark colored luggage, and I said to myself, this is not for me. So I took her card and I said, I will be back. And in my mind, I knew I wasn't going to come back, but I was just trying to get out of Dodge. So as I'm walking out, my cousins are walking in and they go, oh my gosh, I've never been into a Tumi. Let me check it out and see what sales they have. And they go, what are you looking at? And I said, I was just looking at some luggage, but it was 60% off and it really wasn't a nice color. As they walk over to the luggage, my cousin goes, is this what you're talking about? This gorgeous piece of luggage that A is gorgeous and B is 60% off. And she says, what's the problem? And I said to her, I'm just not really that guy, that color. And she said, you need to be this color. When you're in the airport, you want something that's gonna pop, that you can see. You don't want black. So now Linda takes that down, and I'm sitting there with an attitude because I want black so bad. So she goes over to the table, she opens it up, and inside of this burgundy luggage is this beautiful tan color, and there's a burgundy piping that mimics the outer shell of the suitcase. And just that light and dark juxtaposed to one another looked really, really great. I'm a huge fan of piping, like details and trims. I'm a huge fan of it. So when she opened that up in that really rich red against that tan interior, I was starting to get sold on it. So my cousins are raving. They're like, oh my gosh, you have to get this. This is gorgeous. If you don't get it, I'm going to get it. So I said, Linda, with the 60% off, how much would these two pieces come to? Because I had the small carry-on luggage, and then the new, I guess there's new regulations for what size can go under the plane. So it's not the largest piece, it's the piece in between that, which to me is medium, but now it's called the new large. I don't get it, but I'll insert the dimensions of everything below. However, she pulled out her calculator and said to me, everything's gonna run you $370 something. And I looked at my cousins and I looked at Linda and I said, I'm taking it. So off she goes to the cash register. They were more than accommodating. They gave me these white dust bags to go with everything. They registered my ID tag, because if you don't know, when you have Tumi luggage, you get a barcode that is specific to you. And if you lose it, they can scan it and everything comes back to you. It's really, really awesome. I have to tell you guys, and this is really, really, really huge. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you in the frame, but this is my Tumi luggage. It is the medium-sized bag, and it retails for $575 for the larger one. The smaller one retails for $449. Alright, let me just say this. There was a little nick on the bag, and my cousin spoke to Linda, and she took 5% off. So as a customer appreciation, she took the 5% off, and everything came to $361.15. That's for the medium or the new large, and for the small carry-on. So I was through the roof that weekend. Not only to be spending the weekend with my cousins, as I have for the past few years, but it was the first time that I spent less money than I've spent in years and got what I felt to be so much more. Tumi luggage is kind of like a classic here, or anywhere. You know, it's a classic piece of luggage, and it's so well structured, and I am just really, really happy to be able to have snagged those for $360. So I got two pieces for about $200 cheaper than what the price of one piece of luggage is there. You do the math. At about $1,100 retail for both pieces, and I paid $361. Steal, score, winning, winning, winning. So after I left the Tumi store with my gorgeous luggage, I was trying to head to the car, and I forgot that last year at Cousins Weekend, I picked up two really, really gorgeous pair of gloves. One is it's coming up brown, but they're an olive color, and this is a navy color. They're beautiful gloves. I love the buckled detail on the end of them. They're not texting gloves like the Coach ones though. But when I was there last year, I looked for black. They did not have the black. So I figured that I would pop in this year and see if they had something similar in black, because I don't have a pair of black gloves. I have like black and gray and black and white. I have black driving gloves, but I didn't have a really good solid pair of black leather gloves. So I went in there, and lo and behold, they had the gloves in black, but it was a medium, and I felt like it wasn't really much of a difference. But once I got back to the house, I realized they were a little big. So on my way back home on Monday, I stopped back into the Haan store to check, to return them, and the manager said, we can order them for you. So once I got home, a couple days later, in the mail came this box, and inside the box was my gloves in black. And it has, when you pull it out of the box, it has this tag here that says Haan, and they wrapped it beautifully in this blue paper. And you open it up, and here's your receipt in this card here. There's your receipt. And this came from Florida, I believe, and clearly they don't need black leather gloves in Florida, or gloves period in Florida. Then again, with the way the weather's been in the world lately, who knows? So these are the gloves in black. I think they are so sleek and just really, really nice. There's that beautiful buckle. And these were $130. Unfortunately, the sale at Haan was not as amazing as the sale in Coach. So these were originally, like I said, $130, and after it was all said and done, I paid $46.80 for these. So not bad. I think they're really, really cool, and that was what I picked up from Haan. So I think, you know, I think I mentioned this in another video. You can have really, really nice things. You don't have to buy it from the pre-loved market if you don't want to. You don't have to go buy it on eBay. You don't have to buy super high-end pieces. You just have to shop smart. And I am a thrifty shopper, so before I found, you know, some of my favorite consignment shops in the pre-loved market, I was always a big outlet shopper. There's a lot of controversy. Some people say, oh, it's not the same product line that's in the store. It's something different. I don't know what it is. All I know is that I get great items for great savings. Do your homework. Don't go out there and spend all your money without really researching, or in my case, sometimes just stumbling upon really great finds. So when it was all said and done, guys, great weekend with my family. However, it was really nice to pop into some stores and get some amazing savings. So I always tell people, if you like to shop and you can't find odds and ends throughout the year, holidays, the sales are always amazing, and there's nothing wrong with going to an outlet. So I hope this video finds you well. In the Northeast, we are gearing up for a blizzard. So if you are anywhere in the Northeast, or you were in the Midwest and you received the first half of this storm, or the storm that came before it's coming here, I hope everyone's well. Stay warm, be blessed, and have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.